Hey Grace, it's Monday. So you wanted to know what I thought about the walkathon. And basically, I'm not really troubled by the fact that it's geared towards men. I feel like the idea that only women are abused is definitely part of like this whole problem of just like abuse generally. And I think that you cannot address all aspects of an issue with one walkathon. So they're choosing to focus on informing men about the kind of abuse that women face. Which I do think that women face sort of a different kind of abuse than most men. And I also understand that that men are typically abusers, whether the victims are male or female. So I think it's alright to just sort of get men's attention. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so there's like lots of different aspects of abuse that this particular event isn't addressing. So yeah, like the difference in gender violence and the fact that people don't feel safe reporting abuse, especially like I said, we understand that men are abusers more than women, but we don't really know that because like 90% of reported abusers are male, but that's just reported abusers, and so it's totally possible that lots of men who are abused by women don't feel like they can say that they're abused by women. So a whole other aspect of the abuse topic is like toxic masculinity, and so then there's like feminism that comes into that, and like poverty. There's just so many things that you can talk about that you kind of have to choose. So these people seem to have chosen to just get awareness. So it's not perfect. Suggesting that only women are victims of abuse is not perfect, and it can contribute to that toxic masculinity thing. But I can't really say that one aspect of this issue is more important than any other. So, I think that just doing something is better than doing nothing. So last week I went to Point Loma and Chapman. I got to go to two biology sort of classes at Point Loma. And I got an interview with someone in admissions where I found out the fate of my cookies, because to be honest, I wasn't sure they were going to get eaten, because who feels comfortable eating food they received in the mail from a stranger? But they did, and they were enjoyed. And my admission person was not the person who received my cookies, because of it's complicated. But yeah, so he wasn't the one who actually got them in the mail, but he had heard of them. So at Point Loma they were like really pretty positive, like hopeful that I would get in for the fall, even though it's like April, the end of April right now, and I haven't even finished my application because I've sent them all the stuff that I can, but I don't have my ACT results. Yeah. But so anyway, so Point Loma was pretty optimistic about my getting in. And then we went to Chapman, and it was like, there was lots of cool stuff about it. They have like this awesome library. And it's kind of a cool campus. It's spread out more than Point Loma, because like Point Loma is like on a hill, and Chapman is in like a neighborhood, and so I would be in between these two because I want to major in biology and minor in film studies, and so the film studies college is like a few blocks away, so that'd be kind of lame. But then we after the tour we sort of talked with someone, and they were not quite as optimistic, and that and other things have led us to decide that Point Loma is probably the place. There's one more thing. Oh yeah, the girls. So I've gone to youth group twice now, as the leader of the 7th grade girls. So the first week was like a goodbye party for Sophie Walton, so it was kind of like a weird week for me to come in because it didn't really make sense to be like, this is Claire, ask her questions about herself, because it was like Sophie time, which it should have been. Like, that's totally fine. It was just a weird time for me to come in. But so I kind of got to get to know the girls a little bit, although I didn't learn any of their names. Yeah. And then last Wednesday, there were just 2 girls. It was just Ellen and Riley. Not Riley Peterson. I don't know this Riley's last name. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad I'm doing it. I finally put the case that Keanu got me for my birthday onto my phone because I was just feeling like suddenly I wasn't as emotionally attached to the Harry Potter case that I made. Maybe when I reread it this summer I'll probably want to put it back on. But I was sort of like, I could change my phone case now. It was very tricky because it's not actually a case, it's a skin, but I didn't want to put it on my phone because I love it. So I just like put it into the case that I bought, clear case that I bought, and like sort of taped it in place just a little bit, something that I could take it out without ruining anything. So I have a case and I can reuse the skin and stuff, so this is it. It's called like Another Time, Another Place, or something like that, and it's by Sarah Jolly, or ModMad on Tumblr, and it's her skip characters, Arthur and Mezzy, from the short film that she made, but it's like an AU, which she's actually started to make like a comic of it. I feel like comic is still not the right word, but I don't know what else to say. It's like on her website that has the Property of Hate and stuff, and it's called The Princess and the Jester, and it's so good. But actually something tragic has occurred to Sarah, and she has this like disease or syndrome, or I don't know, but it's like affects all of her joints and like tendons and stuff, and so like her body is painful like all the time, and she's been having trouble in like her drawing hand for like a couple of years probably, and she finally like got it like properly checked out, and it turns out she has this thing, so that really sucks. But yeah, so anyways, all that to say, she hasn't been updating as much as she used to on any of her original drawings and stuff, which is sad for everyone. How ridiculous, right? Like, you are like 23 and you know what you want to do. You love storytelling through drawing and you're like really good at it. And then your body is like, actually, let's make this about as difficult as you can make it. Like, it's just ridiculous. Life is a little bit lame sometimes. But what's not lame is that I'm going to get to see you really soon and go to Chicago, and then we're all gonna be home. Jack is gonna be here. I'm just really excited.
One that composed your